Hi, everybody. How are we doing? Hanging on by a thread. There's just so much to discuss. I am leaving for tour in T minus 48 hours, and I've decided to have somewhat of a psychotic break this morning just because when you think something's like an amazing idea, okay? And I just had this epiphany this morning. It's been a lot of green lights, like, yes, this is amazing, great idea, genius, hilarious. But then I had this moment where I realized that not a lot of people have witnessed the footage. And that was by clear and concise design because I didn't want too many cooks in the kitchen. But now I'm kind of hitting the road, completely untethered and like not entirely sure what the feedback's going to be because, you know, it's not that it's insanely problematic in theory, but in actuality, I just don't know how this is going to play out. Now, if you're coming to the tour, there are some things that we need to discuss beforehand. If you're watching the video and you see this beautiful, fresh, what looks like I got shanked in the cheekbone. My son sideswiped me with his acrylic with his Coke nail on the 4th of July. And I was just gushing blood from the cheek. That's a little drama. There was a few driplets. So I'm applying some non-FDA approved stem cells. So if this is gone by DC, we know this shit works. You know what I mean? Then we're in the fucking zone. I'm like a test rat. Anywho, so if you're coming to the tour, first of all, DC, most of the shows are sold out, thank fucking God, because nothing's more embarrassing. The DC show, we've still got a lot of tickets. I'm not going to hit you with the almost sold out, get your tickets. So if you live in Washington, DC or anywhere near it, just do me a favor and buy the ticket and come see me self-implode on my first show. You know what I mean? Let's set the bar high but low. If you're coming to the show, there's some elements that are very important, okay? I might hit you with a surprise outfit. I just would like to say that because I am trying to write off this one pair of pants. But overall, the vibe is going to be pretty feeble and pretty broken. But dress whatever makes you comfortable, okay? Don't let me be your compass because you will end up in a shit pit. But what we're going to do at the bars, okay, is kind of an extension of my birthday party theme this year, which is with Hate Jacqueline. And I want you to start thinking about people, places, or things that are non-niche that could be discussed in a crowd of strangers. And I have cute little fluffy Cher Horwitz pink pens that are in the background there and cute little note cards that say with Hate Jacqueline. And you can feel free to either anonymously or loud and proud write something that you just fucking hate. It could be lovely. It could be abrasive. It can be any of the things. And then you're going to drop it in our little hate bowl, our little bedazzled hate bowl. And then at each show, I'm going to pick a couple out. And we're going to discuss it. Okay. So don't hold back. This is your safe space. I've created a toxic environment for all of us to just look feeble, have cocktails, and be terrible people together, okay, with me as your Sherpa. So looking forward to that. bitchbible.com/tour. Here's another thing that happened yesterday that is jilting me to my core, okay? I don't know if my son is a literal demon or a literal genius or an actual angel, or all of the things. So Leo, who is still with us, happy to report, we switched doctors, went to a skin specialist, $84,000 later, she's got a second wind. Okay. She lives another day. So Leo, when his skin was really itchy, he didn't want to go outside. He was just whatever. So he was pooping inside at the very same spot. And Clyde, aka my son, saw me picking up Leo's poop. And I'm like, don't touch it, Clyde. We're picking up Leo's poop. And he sees me disciplining Leo, blah, blah, blah. So yesterday, I pick up Leo's poop, okay, put it in the toilet, clean the floors, think we're in the clear. Clyde walks over to the exact spot that hasn't even dried, the hardwood floor that's still, is still Bona. Okay, Bona is still very much with us. That's a hardwood floor cleaner in case you're a little bit fucking stupid. Clyde reaches in his pants, takes out his own poop from his diaper, must have pushed out a fresh one for me, and puts it on the floor right where Leo had pooped, and then looks at me and goes, and runs away. So I pick it up and I try not to react, but obviously I think it's really funny. So I start laughing. 3 hours later, does it again. Holding direct eye contact, puts it right on the same spot that Leo had pooped. So I'm like, is he marking? Is this a dominance thing? Have I created now a fecal game? So I'm trying just to like not respond at all, not give it any attention, but also like I'm leaving for tour. So who gives a fuck? Andrew, buckle up, Buttercup. You're on. The baton has been passed. The torch has been passed. The fact that I'm making Andrew fly alone across the country with an almost 2-year-old and I won't let him bring an iPad is like toxic Jackie culture that I'm so excited. I hope Clyde has a level 10 meltdown, okay? Because it's always, I don't know what this is, but like, you know, when I'm alone with Clyde and, you know, he won't nap or he has a whatever, full-fledged like level 10 L Clyde a meltdown. And with Andrew, anytime I'm like, you're up, he's perfect. Like he's never shat in the tub for Andrew, but fingers crossed he lets one loose while I'm gone, you know, sipping martinis al fresco in New York City. That's what I hope. A gal can dream. I'm very nervous about this tour. I'm not nervous about like being on stage. That doesn't like I don't take myself that seriously. I'm just like not in the mood to totally bomb, and I don't think I will. I've test run the footage by Andrew, my sister, my brother-in-law, my dad, not my target demo. My dad's like, wait, you're just playing these He's so like desensitized to me that like it wasn't really the reaction I was going for. And I was like, Dad, you're old. So whatever. Not my demo. This summer, don't let thinning hair hold you back. I know what it's like to have your hairline looking kookadoodle-doo, but luckily when my weave was out of whack, Nutrafol's postpartum formula had my hair looking thicker and healthier. With Nutrafol, see visibly less hair shedding and show up where it matters most. Whether you're dancing at a wedding, lounging on the beach, or posing for a quick picture on a night out with friends, Nutrafol is the #1 dermatologist-recommended hair growth supplement brand, trusted by over 1.5 million people. Anything truly worthwhile takes time and effort. And with Nutrafol, see thicker, stronger, faster-growing hair and less shedding in just 3 to 6 months. Because everyone's root causes of hair thinning is different, a one-size-fit-all approach to hair growth just does not cut it. So Nutrafol has multiple formulas designed to give your body what it needs to grow and support your hair's unique needs, whether you're navigating postpartum, menopause, plant-based lifestyle, or simply looking to see less hair shedding. Nutrafol has you covered. This summer, stop worrying about your hair and start making memories. For a limited time, Nutrafol is offering our listeners $10 off your first month subscription and free shipping when you go to Nutrafol.com and enter the promo code BIBLE. Find out why Nutrafol is the best-selling hair growth supplement brand at Nutrafol.com, spelled Nutrafol.com, promo code BIBLE. That is Nutrafol.com, promo code BIBLE. If you've ever been in the market for a new home, you know home shopping can be a lot. There's so much you don't know and so much you need to know. What are the neighborhoods like? What are the schools like? Who is the agent? Who knows the listing or neighborhood best? And why can't all this information just be in one place? Well, now it is on Homes.com. They've got everything you need to know about the listing itself, but even better, they've got comprehensive neighborhood guides and detailed reports about local schools. And their agent directory helps you see the agent's current listings and sales history. Homes.com collaboration tools make it easier than ever to share all this information with your family. It's a whole cul-de-sac of home shopping information all at your fingertips. Homes.com. We've done your homework. Oh my God. More importantly, did I tell you that I've been pickling things? Just call me the Pickling Princess of the Western Hemisphere. Somebody get me a tiara and a mason jar and some peppercorns because your girl's been pickling. I am like very on the fence about getting some planter beds and like really nurturing a garden, a harvest, as my friends say. I've got two girlfriends that have pretty impressive gardens. They've got the cucumbers, they've got artichokes, they've got bell peppers, tomatoes, squash, pumpkins. I mean, they're really doing a lot of fucking work. And I gotta say, it feels like a lot of elbow grease for like 2.5 cherry tomatoes. Okay. And by the way, my son will chuck those on the floor or shove them in his nose or in his undercarriage. So like, I don't know if I have the spirit to Martha Stewart it in like a planter bed and be like tending to the tomatoes. But I do love to pickle. I like a half sour pickle, so you actually don't even need any vinegar with hate, Jacqueline. This is my recipe so far. And you gotta like alter to your taste. I do about like 2.5 to 3 tablespoons of Maldon salt or like coarse kosher sea salt. And then I do 4 cups ish of water or enough to like fill a mason jar, of course. And then I get these tiny little cucumbers, okay, little pickling cucumbers. And then when I'm feeling really frisky, I'll add some peppercorns or like whole cloves of garlic. And then you let it sit for 48 hours and you have the most gorgeous, not half sour, but kind of like they call it in a deli, like a new style pickle. It's lovely, and I would love you to try it. Also, I started thinking like this would kind of be good in a cocktail. I'm not of the pickle martini. Like I'm not doing any of that. I want a clean as a whistle martini with some blue cheese olives. I'm not fucking around. I don't want to get creative. I don't want the olive oil floater. I've been seeing that on TikTok, like an olive oil martini. No. Like why stray from the classics? Let's not get fucking crazy, okay? The world is unpredictable. I love the solace and predictability of my perfect martini in the perfect fucking glass. Have I been trying to train Clyde to bring me a martini on command? Yes. Is it going well? No. So I think my backup plan, because he will be making a couple appearances on the tour de jour, I just don't know in like what capacity. I ordered like so many fake cigarettes. Maybe I'll just like have him fake smoke. I don't know. Or like give me my NAD injections, which by the way, I just finished today. So I did like a loading dose of NAD. And if you put a gun to my head and say, Jackie, what's NAD? I just don't fucking know. It could be lighter fluid. It could be gin with like eucalyptus oil. I don't know what the fuck it is. I don't ask questions. I do very little research and I just, I trust my village. So I started 5 days ago. First 3 days, I had it. Okay. I was self-injecting, no problem. Don't have a needle phobia. Then I started off on a lower dose. Then I moved up for the last 2 days, a higher dose. And this is when, the wheels started falling off. I'm not great at following instructions. If you tell me to take 2 capsules morning, noon, and night, I'm going to take 1.5 in the morning. I'm going to forget about it. I'll take one about 2:30 and then I'll wake up poltergeist style at 2 a.m. and then take one more and then have anxiety for the next 7 hours. I'm just not like great at following rules, and I'm on a pretty intensive like supplement injectable journey right now because besides the mercury and arsenic in my system, I also saw this incredible incredible doctor out of Oklahoma who's like, it's like holistic Eastern medicine, all of the things. All of my best friends have seen him. All these people that I love and trust. It's important. Like, you got to have one friend that really does her research and then you just do whatever she does. That's how I live my life. My best friend is so well read and I know that she knows every possible scenario component. She's trial and errored it. She's pros and cons. It's like she's a real thinker, okay? And she's smarter than me and healthier than me. So whatever she says, I just do it and ask little to no questions. So she saw him recently, changed her life. I've seen the results, if you will. So I saw him a couple weeks ago and he's like, guess what? Congratulations. You've got black mold in your system. Did you have a mold infestation in your home? I said, yes, doc. Sure fucking did. Thank you so much. So now I'm on these like natural, I don't know what it is. I'm taking weird little droplets. I'm taking about 87 pills a day. I am feeling better. I'm doing that in conjunction with an NAD injection. This is coming from someone who has not, like, besides my Unisom, which, by the way, somebody get me a gilded chip. I am 6 days sober from my Unisom 25 milligram sleep tabs. Okay. So it's a big day. But I am feeling much better. So I'm doing it in conjunction with the NAD. No clue what it is, but I do feel like much less foggy, less fatigued. I've got a little zing zang in my system. Oh my God, Zing Zang's so good. I would fucking kill someone for a glass of Zing Zang. That's my favorite Bloody Mary mixer. I was saying to Andrew earlier, because we just had a gorgeous seafood lunch, oysters. I had a shrimp cock. I would do anything for like a Bloody Mary, but like I only want one sip. Like I can't drink a whole one. I have not had a Bloody Mary in 4.5 years. I remember the last Bloody Mary I had because I woke up the next morning. I looked at myself. I looked like Macaulay Culkin's corpse from My Girl because I looked like I had like an allergic reaction to a bee sting. My whole face, no definition in the face, not a jaw in sight, not a bridge of the nose, not a cheekbone, barely an eyelid. Like it was crazy. I looked like a russet potato with two little fucking googly eyes and rosacea to boot. Not exactly what I was going for. And I never touched one again, but I just want to like lick the rim. Put her on OnlyFans. I just want to lick the salty rim and have like a real spicy sip and then not touch it. They should do that at restaurants. Just like a sip. Zing Zang is my favorite Bloody Mary mix. That was the point of that. What was I saying? NAD. Okay. First 3 days, killed it. Okay. Just a woman of docile energy, just taking charge of my health. Okay. By day 4, we've started going a little rogue. I have to do it in the morning with breakfast because it's not that I get nauseous, but I get a little overwhelmed and verklempt. So I kind of have to like jab it, sit down for a second, collect myself, and then go about my day. I didn't have breakfast yesterday. I'm going to my cousin's daughter's first birthday party in a park. This is around 12 o'clock. I go, fuck, I've had nothing to eat. Time is ticking. I need to jab myself with this shot. Okay. So the only thing that made sense to me is I get to the first birthday party. I have a little nosh. I, go to the jungle gym like a lady does. I mean, I'm sure that this local park, it's not the first needle they've ever seen. There's got to be some random meth head shooting up at the local park. Okay. So I get a little Ziploc, I fill her with ice, I put my shot on ice, I throw her in the Bottega, and I hit the party, okay? I start having some chips, I'm having a little guac, I start talking, I forget all about the impending doom that's melting in my fucking purse. I grab my cousin Madeline, I say, are you comfortable with needles? She's like, not really. I'm like, on a scale of 1 to 10. She's like, I could figure it out. I'm like, that's good enough for me because you're not supposed to inject in the same place because you could get a little lumpy. So I already did my stomach. I had already done my inner thighs. I needed to move to the arm. It is very hard to inject yourself in the arm. The good news is like, I'm probably never going to get into heroin or crack or what else can you inject? I don't know. It's not for me. So that's the good news. That's what I learned here. So we grab the needle, we go behind a tree. This is all happening at a first birthday party, okay? So, like, the trauma of the children, there's like 800 kids running around like, Jackie, what are you doing behind a tree? I'm like, I'm shooting myself with an unknown substance. What are you doing, little Timmy? Buzz off, bitch. So we get behind the tree and we prepare the surface and it goes in and it's stinging a little bit. And I'm looking at my cousin Madeline and I'm like, are you like, you're squeezing? She's like, I'm not squeezing. I'm like, it's stinging. Now she's freaking out. I can see the panic in her eyes. Now I'm panicking. I'm like, did she hit a vein? Am I about to like morph into some guild animal? Like, what is going on? She's a little sore. Okay, so that happened. Then I come back, put the needle in my purse. Kids are running around. I'm like, whatever. So then today, same thing. Totally fucking forgot. Andrew calls me. He's like, do you need to take the NAD? And I'm like, I'm already holding the table at the oyster bar. I said, Andrew, put her on ice and bring her in. So today, what do? Go to the handicap stall. I've got no alcohol wipes. So now I'm just in a public restroom, granted the presidential suite, aka the handicap stall. I take the changing table, the diaper changing table to set up shop, okay? Get my needle out, put, all of the things. So if I don't have a staph infection in 2 weeks, I haven't done my job. There's nothing like a barbecue by the pool, but with tour right around the corner, I'm trying to eat as few carbs as humanly possible. I was so worried that I'd have to eat some sad lettuce wraps, but luckily I can still enjoy all my barbecue faves with Hero Bread, classic burger, and hot dog buns. Each serving contains 0 grams of net carbs, 0 grams of sugar, 11 grams of protein, and 22 grams of fiber. Enjoy your burgers and brats with soft, fluffy buns, sandos for an easy lunch, or easy on-the-go wraps for road trips and still hit your health goals. The best part about Hero Bread is that I didn't have to change any of my recipes or eating habits to eat healthier. Any other low-carb alternative that I have tried is just, how do I say this politely? Disgusting. And Hero Bread's products are so good. I love their tortillas. I make little enchiladas. I love their hot dog buns. I love their everything bagels. They're high in protein, low in carbs. So you still get your fix, but you don't, feel guilty about it. Get the soft, fluffy experience you know and love, whether you're grilling seasonal favorites like burgers or packing fresh wraps for everyday lunches. Hero Bread is offering 10% off your order. Go to hero.co and use code Jackie at checkout. That's Jackie at HERO.co. Before Skims, underwear was always an afterthought for me. I would think way more about what was on the outside and think that a new dress or a new jacket would make me feel my best. But let me tell you, I realized there is no Bottega jacket in the world that's going to make me feel as good as a beautiful pair of Skims undergarments. Okay, baby? Skims products are the absolute best. I swear by them. I swear by the underwear, the bras, the sleepwear. Okay, I delivered Sweet Bebe Clyde in a Skims pair of pajamas. I love their t-shirts. I love their sweatpants. I love their sweatshirts. It is like my hidden little secret. People ask me all the time, where do you get your t-shirts? Skims. Everything is Skims. The product is so good. The quality is so high. I could scream it from the rooftops, okay? And I will. Shop my favorite bras and underwear at skims.com. After you place your order, be sure to let them know that I sent you. Select podcast in the survey and be sure to select my show in the drop-down menu that follows. Oh my God, you know what I want to put in the hate bowl? I'm going to put this in the hate bowl, okay? Metaphorically. This is very random. I'm sorry. I'm on a crack today. You know those light fixtures that are like LED, like halos, like rings of different sizes, like cascading down? Hate. Murder. Hate. Hate. Oh my God. Here's a fun news story just to lighten the mood. There was a teacher accused of chugging booze, calling her students little shits, and making kids do the Macarena. I'm assuming this is in Florida, but we're not entirely sure. Do they accept transfer students? Because I will ship Clyde to that woman's classroom immediately. Like, when did we all get so sensitive? I used to have a teacher. I won't name the puppy because I think he's still working. But if anyone fell asleep in class, he would duct tape them to the desk, and then we would change the clocks. So it said like 5 p.m., turn off all the lights, and then he'd put an air horn on, and like we would all hide so that the kid would wake up, be stuck in his desk, look at the clock, thought that everyone had gone home, and he was like stuck inside the classroom for the evening. That's how we fucking grew up. You know what I mean? And I'm down for it. Like, where's the durability? Maybe the kids were being little shits, and how lucky are they to have the cultural experience of doing the Macarena instead of actual, I don't know, academia. Call me crazy. Sounds like a fucking blast, okay? Chugging booze? Yeah, it's been a rough year. Maybe she needed to take the edge off because your little shit for brains kids are bumming her out. Oh my God, so many developments. Besides the pickling princess of it all, I can't believe I'm saying this out loud. This is so toxic. Andrew has been wanting, like, even as I'm saying it, like my body and my tits start like morphing into my throat. Andrew has been soft floating. Soft floating, joining a country club for years. I looked at him, I said, Andrew, stop being so painfully Caucasian. I am not adhering to the country club lifestyle. I don't like recreational golf. I just don't. It's deeply triggering to me. Andrew went golfing on Saturday. I threw him a bone because I'm leaving town. And I thought, you know what? If you need to go putz around, with your bros on the open green, A, I hope you get clubbed in the kneecap. B, have the time of your life, girly. And then he comes home and I can tell he's like, a couple brewskis in. He didn't apply his sunscreen. He's windswept. He's elated. Testosterone is high. Spirits are low. All of the things. Actually, spirits are high. And I would say exhaustion also high. So the next morning, he's like, I need to sleep in a little bit. I'm so tired and sore. I said, you know what? When you go do something that is a luxury, a recreational, optional sport that is to your liking, you don't get to come home and then be sore and tired from said activity, okay? You should be rejuvenated, refreshed, and ready to fucking rumble. I don't care about your sports injury, okay, McClellan? Who's the famous golfer? Jackie. Name a famous golfer in 5, 4, McRory, 3, 2, 1. McRory, Rory McGregor. I don't know. I don't care. Like, what were you doing out there that made you so exhausted? If anything, doesn't that fill your happy tank? I can't. Okay. With all of that said, I have been considering allowing Handy Andy to champion us into a country club membership. Now, there's 2 country clubs kind of in our area. One is like full get out. Okay, first of all, it's so goddamn expensive, like never, ever, ever. It's insane. And you go behind those gates and there's something that hits your system. Now, granted, it's fucking gorgeous. It's like the most gorgeous country club you've ever fucking seen, but it's too expensive and I just don't think I'm going to fit in there. You know what I mean? It's like this old money kind of aesthetic, and I'm sure they have like the most amazing chopped salad, but like I can't get down on the get down with that particular country club. There's another one that's also fancy-ish, but like with a sporty edge. You know what I mean? It's like attainable fancy. And I have actually had their chopped salad and it's quite nice. They do like wine tasting dinners. They had a Taylor Swift impersonation concert recently for the kiddos. And they have this new like athletic center tennis club that does poolside service. So you can get an Aperol Spritz around 10 a.m. And they have like a kid zone area. So you can lock your children up raw behind bars while you put your tankini on and have a tuna salad. I don't know, but I'm thinking about it and I just want to live in my truth and I want to share that with you because I'm deeply mortified. People always say like, do you get bored in the suburbs? And I say not at all. I like really, really not only love, but like require and crave the mundaneness of suburbia. And when I get bored, I just fucking go somewhere. You know what I mean? I just go do something. I have an activity and all is right in the world. What else? Okay, let's talk color palette for my packing. I have so much to do and all the little bullet points in my head are like bleeding into my brain. I am trying to only bring a carry-on for my 10-day first leg of the tour. Okay. Now, I will be sending Josh with a large checked bag full of fake cigarettes, razor blades, lots of drugs, pat him down, fluffy pens, note cards, the slumber pod, all Clyde's, shit that I just physically can't lug around. Okay. But I'm trying to keep it pretty condensed in the packing arena because, as I've previously stated, I'm rolling into these shows looking pretty busted. And I would just like to say, I have run this show now for an additional 3 people, and it's going over pretty well. So I'm slightly less nervioso than I was yesterday. So that's the good news. My color palette for my Galavant, okay, my offstage looks are as follows, okay? And bear with me. Black, white, and butter yellow, baby, okay? That's all, folks. I'm going to hit you with a loafer. I'm doing like a lot of sets. I'm doing a lot of dresses because it's just a one article type of situation. I've got a fancy-ish jacket. I have a cash jacket. I've got some bike shorts. I've got all of my cute little redone tank tops. One more fucking thing. If you listen to this podcast from the fucking jump, you know that one of my tried and true principal articles of clothing were the little boys' Hanes tank tops, okay? I have been saying this for upwards of 10 fucking years. That was the family secret. I had an aunt who passed who swore by the Hanes little boys' tank tops. I've been doing it forever. I've been preaching the gospel of the little boys' Hanes tank tops. I don't think this is an act of plagiarism. As someone who is quite familiar with plagiarism in my younger years, I really don't think that's what's happening. I just want you to know that Jackie told you first about the fucking tank tops. I think I also told you that you could get them on Amazon Prime, and if you load up, you can get same day fucking delivery, okay? They're sheer, they're Attico, redone adjacent. We've already discussed this, but you dumb hoes on TikTok that are like 12 years old who are like, little Hanes tank top. I saw a 12-year-old being like, hey guys, I just wanted to jump on here really quick before I go to summer camp with an overbite and show you how I do my makeup. Get ready with me. My newest obsession is little boys' Hanes tank tops. And I'm like, you are a little boy, okay? You haven't even hit puberty yet. I told you. You're welcome, but I told you. And they're a little sheer for under the age of 13. I'm just going to say that. Thank you very much. Okay. Today's episode is sponsored by Addyi, the FDA-approved treatment for certain premenopausal women who are bothered by low libido and want their sex drive back. Let's be real. At a certain point, we're just over it. Not because we don't love our partners or our situationships, but because sometimes our bodies just decide, nope, we're done here. Let's break it down. If a dude can't get it up, he's got like 26 different boner pills, but for women, there's really only one. Maybe you've been hearing about it. It's this little pink pill called Addyi. Addyi is clinically proven to help boost your sex drive and increase satisfaction. It's helped thousands of women, and honestly, you deserve it, bitch. Go check out Addyi at addyi.com. That's ADDYI.com, because a dry spell is one thing, but babe, we're not waiting on rain. Addyi, or flibanserin, is for premenopausal women with acquired generalized hypoactive sexual desire disorder, HSDD, who have not had problems with low sexual desire in the past, who have low sexual desire no matter the type of sexual activity, the situation, or the sexual partner. The low sexual desire is troubling to them and is not due to a medical or mental health problem. Problems in the relationship or medicine or other drug use. Addyi is not for use in children, men, or to enhance sexual performance. Your risk of severe low blood pressure and fainting is increased if you drink 1 to 2 standard alcoholic drinks close in time to your Addyi dose. Wait at least 2 hours after drinking before taking Addyi at bedtime. This risk increases if you take certain prescriptions, OTC, or herbal medications, or have liver problems, and can happen when you take Addyi without alcohol or other medicines. Do not take if you are allergic to any of Addyi's ingredients. Allergic reactions may include hives, itching, or trouble breathing. Sometimes serious sleepiness can occur. Common side effects include dizziness, nausea, tiredness, difficulty falling asleep or staying asleep, and dry mouth. See full PI and medication guide, including box warning, at addyi.com/PI. If you've ever been in the market for a new home, you know home shopping can be a lot. There's so much you don't know and so much you need to know. What are the neighborhoods like? What are the schools like? Who is the agent? Who knows the listing or neighborhood best? And why can't all this information just be in one place? Well, now it is on Homes.com. They've got everything you need to know about the listing itself, but even better, they've got comprehensive neighborhood guides and detailed reports about local schools. And their agent directory helps you see the agent's current listings and sales history. Homes.com collaboration tools make it easier than ever to share all this information with your family. It's a whole cul-de-sac of home shopping information all at your fingertips. Homes.com. We've done your homework. Some more developments. Candlegate continues. Because as previously stated, no good deed goes unpunished. If you're late to the party, you can listen to last week or the week before's episode where I expressed my great regret for ordering my Grandma Gloria some oversized candle pillars from our house that I thought would really give her a new lease on life, a second wind, and kind of complete a corner in her home that she's just waiting to finish. Time is not... not of the essence to good old Grandma Gloria, if you know what I mean. So I get her these candles. Unfortunately, the perimeter, the glass kind of encasement of one of the candles is broken. I'm working on trying to get that replaced. Our house, you need to step up the customer service game, okay? Because I've emailed you, I've live chatted you, I've tried to call, and it's just a flawed system. So we need to get to fucking work. I don't have time to go into a showroom and kibitz for a half an hour to get replacement glass. Roll through. Okay, secondly, oh my God, I thought about texting her for fun and just being like, oh my God, Grandma, did you see the candle holders went on sale for the 4th of July? Just to fuck with her because she's still so bitter about that 15% off. But alas. Okay. So she calls me last week and says, Chick, I got a problem. I'm like, yeah, me too. My problem is you, bitch, okay? I'm like, Grandma, I'm so sorry. I'm leaving for tour. I have a full day. I'm not nose to the grindstone. That's not my normal rhythm. But last week, we are in fight or flight mode. This is all fucking happening. And I had a very, very jam-packed day, especially when Clyde is in school. I violently pack those days, okay? From 9 to 3:30, I'm fucking going. I am getting shit done. I have, I would say 4 days out of the week, recreation. 1 day out of the week, hardcore, just composted bullshit. So on this very day, I had shit to do. We were nailing down things, okay? I go, Grandma, I can't do this today. I'll come by this weekend and we'll figure out whatever your life-altering obstacle is. She goes, okay, Jack. So defeated. I'm like, hey, gotta go. Click. She called me 6 times. I'm in the middle of a podcast. I'm like, honey, you're gonna have to fucking wait, okay? So I sit down to eat with Josh. We're going through the clips. All of a sudden, I get another FaceTime. I'm like, okay, is this life alert? What's going on? She goes, Jack. I'm like, Grandma, it's still today. I know time has no value to you at this point, but by the way, it should, but it's still today. So I still don't have time. Could we shelf it? I've been thinking, Jack. I'm like, okie dokie. She goes, we need to get something to collect the wax from the candle so it doesn't get on the candle holder. I said, Grandma, the candle holder is the thing that you put the candle in and then it's so the wax doesn't drip. There's a candle holder and then there's a candle that goes in. Hold on. I need to collect myself because I get so my adrenals physically can't take this conversation one more time. I said, Grandma, you get a candle and then you put it in the candle holder. And then, sporadically we can clean it so that you can get the wax off. But the candle holder is the vessel that collects the drips from the candle. Okay. And by the way, I had floated a flameless candle, which I don't really encourage, but for this very reason, because I thought about the drip factor, I had already floated and purchased a fucking LED flame flickering remote candle, which you vetoed. So now we've moved on to the other candles, which now you don't want to get the wax on the candle holder. So are you suggesting that we get a candle holder for the candle holder? You want to put a candle holder inside of the candle holder for the candle? What the fuck are you talking about? She goes, Jake, why can't we just get a little brass tray that goes in? I said, no, because there's an indentation for the fucking candle. So you want me to go find... You want me to get like a metal worker to whittle you like a brass tray, but this is a distressed brass, and God forbid that brass doesn't match the brass at the candle pillar. Then, what am I gonna fucking do? Burn the house down? She goes, I don't know. I don't want the wax to get on the candle holder. I said, Grandma, we're gonna get you some dripless motherfucking candles, okay? What if they drip, Jack? What color? I said, we'll do ivory. Is that white, Jack? I don't want them to be too white. I said, no, they're going to be ivory. They're going to be off-white, and they're going to be dripless. And if they happen to drip, you can call Jeff Bezos and, run him over with your fucking caretaker's car for false advertising. But this is the best solution I have. I don't have time to get you a distressed brass insert. But then what if then we get those made? Then what? Then they're going to get candle wax on them? Are we going to need a candle holder and a candle holder and a candle holder? I can't, you guys. I can't do it. I just can't do it. And I'm screaming at the top of my lungs at Goop Kitchen, trying to get shit done over candle holders. It's just, I told her, I said, when you die, I'm going to put the dripless candles by your bedside. And I'm taking both of these and lighting my vigil candle every fucking day over these goddamn candle holders. I've already been betrothed them because the amount of effort is just jilting. Here's some good news. Gladiator sandals are back, baby. According to New York Times style section, we are going to see gladiator sandals hot and nasty. When I think about gladiator sandals, I think about Dorinda Medley in Cartagena wearing the gladiator sandals after she had like that red lipstick that was like full Joaquin Phoenix and the Joker. And she was wearing like a poochy shift dress with like a very severe gladiator sandal. I fuck with a gladiator sandal. I kind of always have. It really feels nostalgic to me. It reminds me of that like Nicole Richie, Lindsay Lohan, Misha Barton, Rachel Zoe era where everyone was wearing like loose tank tops, like little cutoff shorts, gladiator sandals, and like a backpack. It's like very Coachella culture. And I do think that they are not great for tan lines, but kind of nice on the leg because you can't wear a boot during the summer, a knee boot, but a gladiator, like a high gladiator sandal, I can get down with it. I'm thinking about it. Wait, did everybody see Cardi B in Paris Fashion Week? She went to the Schiaparelli show and she's holding a live crow on her finger, a leashed live crow to the fashion show. When I tell you I almost passed away, I couldn't believe it. First of all, does she know how dangerous crows are? Do I think that they're spies from the government? A little bit. Secondly, they have facial recognition, which is disgusting. Disgusting. Jackie, what do you wish for every birthday? Blow out the candles. Bird extinction. Bird extinction. Yeah, bird extinction. Sorry, I'm foaming up the mouth. My wires just got crossed. Another great thing about joining said country club is that they're kind of like up in the hills a little bit. And the last time I was there for a little site visit, there were a lot of hawks circling said property. And I noticed not a lot of birds on the ground. Do I like a hawk in theory? Of course not. Terrifying. But hawks do deter all other birds. So it's kind of like a sacrificial swoop on my adrenal glands. Like, does it make me nervous and very uncomfortable for the time being? Yes. But do I know that I'm going to have less, like percentage wise, I'm going to have much less bird encounters with the one hawk looming in the sky? It's just mathematics at the end of the day. Wait, also, anybody that's coming to the Dim the Lights tour, I need you to refresh your memory and do me a favor. It's all going to make sense soon. I need you to listen and just really let the lyrics sink into your soul of Avril Lavigne's I'm With You, the haunting bop that really transcends time and lives rent-free in my heart and in my colon. I'm with you. I'm not going to get into it, but just do a little refresher because it's important. Okay. It's important to the art, if you will. What else was I going to say? Something so, oh my God, you guys, I'm like freaking out. No, I did not give Leo his medications. Quiet on set, please. I'm just bleeding out on microphone. Okay. Hello. You know what I've been doing that's so toxic? I've been waking up at like 5 a.m. just plagued with like a to-do list of things that I'm totally forgetting before I leave. Also, I'm going to get reamed from my comedian friends. Obviously, I do not affiliate as a comedian. I'm not a comedian, but like I have friends that go do like 30 back-to-back shows. You know what I mean? Like they're doing like 300 tour dates in a year. And I'm like going to do 4 shows with a few breaks in between. And it's like I'm going to Vietnam. You know what I mean? Like I am so deeply overwhelmed by this whole experience. It's so embarrassing. But I wake up at 5 and I'm like, like dying throat, closing up all the things. And after I can like settle myself down and I get on my notes app, which is basically just the anchor keeping me grounded in these moments where I'm like free balling. I'm just like, Jackie, shut the fuck up. You're such a dumb bitch. You've got this handled. Okay. We're good. You don't need to go out and buy any more, white oversized t-shirts to go with your bike shorts. Like you're going to make it through the trip without going to the Topanga Mall one last time. Everything's going to be okay. You don't need another statement scrunchie for tour. But I've been having like metaphorical arguments. Like this is what calms me down. And I don't know if you can relate to this, but when I feel like a little overstimulated and just like mind racing, what I do to settle my nerves and myself and my brain waves is I'll like pick a metaphorical fight with anybody, a family member, a colleague, whoever, someone that's just like could possibly piss me off in the next 6 months. And then I troubleshoot what the conversation would be like. I troubleshoot the argument. I troubleshoot my rebuttals, my points, so that if anybody hits me sideways at any given time in the next 6 months, I am like a skilled, trained soldier ready to fucking rumble, and they are ill-equipped to dance, to tango with this tiger. I do it with Andrew. I do it with my sister, my dad, people I work with. Like I'm always so ready to go that there is no way that you could hit me on a random Tuesday and think that I'm going to be off my A game. Like I've been preparing and practicing. Have I been practicing my tour? No, of course not. But if my dad decides to like get mad at me for, not putting money away in my IRA or something, like I'm ready to fucking go, bro. It's like that. It's just important to share self-help tips with the girlies. And on that note, I do need to go to the Topanga Mall to get one more like pale butter yellow element to just tie in my looks for the week. But I really hope to see you if you're in Philadelphia, Washington, D.C., New York, or motherfucking Boston. Boston, you better prepare yourself because my friends and family are rolling through. Okay. Everybody's going to be at that fucking show, and it's like the smallest show. So it's going to be very level 10 intimate for me, but I hope to see you soon. And if you haven't gotten tickets, please go to thebitchbible.com/tour. We will not be taking any weeks off. I will be back next week with Adam Rapon, and it is a gay old time. Love you. Goodbye.